Hello and welcome back to Havin a Yak. This is going to be a bonus podcast. I'm joined here with Andrew Piluk from Andrew Piluk Hockey from YouTube. So Andrew, thanks for joining me. I appreciate that.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You ready to get embarrassed?
Oh, of course.
I'm going to embarrass you so badly with these questions. And if you guys don't know, Havin a Yak is our bonus podcast we do where we ask life questions. Usually Brent is on here joining me, but today we've got Andrew. I'm sure you're a little nervous for these questions.
Yeah.
You don't know them ahead of time. It's gonna surprise you with them. But we ask life questions and get answers because why not?
Yeah.
Why not just have a conversation about whatever? And because we are all people, regardless of what sports we watch, and sometimes it's nice to take a break from sports and just talk. So that's
sure.
kind of what this podcast is all about. So I've got some questions here submitted by viewers at home, and then I have some ones that I've made up. Some questions are questions I've asked Brent in the past, so you would have heard them before, and some of them will be completely new.
Oh, okay.
And some of them are tailored just for you. So.
Oh, God. That's great.
Okie dokie. Question number 1. What are your thoughts on the legalization of weed in Canada?
Oh, this one's controversial for me.
Yeah.
I've been in some pretty hefty, long conversations about this one with Audie, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think he's for it, and I'm not. I don't exactly like that. I've never smoked it, never will.
Mm-hmm.
I already smell enough of that stuff everywhere I go in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's pretty prominent here as well.
Yeah, so the thing is, people are going to do it regardless, and I honestly do think it will get worse. I think now that people feel a little bit more free, they're not gonna care as much and say, oh, I didn't know this was part of the rules and stuff like that, and try to twist it a little bit. That's how I think. I'm not saying it's bad for everybody. There's people that use it for specific health reasons and stuff like that. Like, I know that it's something that's kind of beyond me at some point too, and I mean, I don't agree with it, but I think other people are probably for it.
I don't think that the government's ready for it. They don't have all the rules and regulations in place as far as if you pull someone over, how do you test someone for how high they are? Like that.
That's what I mean, though. It's like people are gonna try to pretend like they don't know the rules almost.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Good job. Question number 2. Who is the most famous person you've ever met in your life?
Oh man, I mean this one's kind of, I wouldn't say basic, but I'm probably gonna go Demi Lovato.
Oh, did you really meet Demi Lovato?
Yeah. My cousin works as a pyrotechnic, and we paid and everything like that. So it's not like we just got it for free. But I ended up meeting her, and she was nice. It was kind of brief, but she's probably the most famous person I've ever met. And yeah, it was a cool experience.
That's awesome. I would have guessed a hockey player or something like that, but no, good answer.
I mean, I feel like any hockey player that I've met, she's still kind of more famous than them. Like,
definitely. All right, question number 3. What is the most embarrassing you've done? What is the most embarrassing thing you've done in public?
Oh man. Probably there was a time I was at a mall, and and this one's kind of basic, but it was super embarrassing because of the place I was in. Like, I was in like Toronto, so these malls are packed, and it was fairly busy. I'm walking through the mall with like a ton of bags, and it's like if you fall over and like one thing falls out of your bag, it's like, oh damn, like help them up. I fall and everything goes everywhere. I literally, like, I ate it bad. Stuff goes everywhere. And it was like stuff was rolling downstairs, and I was like, oh my God. Like, my face was so red. People were looking at me funny, trying to help, and I'm just like, my glasses were like tilted, my sunglasses, and I was like, oh man.
Dang.
Yeah, that seems so simple, but it's like, oh, it's so embarrassing.
Because there's a lot of people.
Oh, in Toronto?
Yeah.
And people are like, some people are like laughing, man. Like, they don't care to help. They want to laugh. And I was like, oh man, come on, dude.
Dang.
Help me out.
Good answer. Yeah. So question number 4, as a Leafs fan, would you ever consider marrying a Canadiens fan?
No.
Really?
No, I wouldn't do it.
Who's your girlfriend cheer for now?
She's a Boston fan, but the thing is like, I feel like Boston, I could do it. But with Montreal,
you really wouldn't marry a Canadiens fan?
I don't think so, man.
Dang.
I can't even. I guess it would have to be like, I would have to be like insanely like in love with this person. So
That's funny. Okay, question number 5. If you could relive any moment in your life, what would it be?
My select hockey days. So it's like the level just above house league hockey.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like a really good team in front of me, and because I was a goalie, and we, out of 9 tournaments in 3 years, we won 8, and we were essentially undefeated like most of the time. Like when people seen us coming to a tournament, it was like we're fighting for second place.
Wow.
And that's not even to be cocky. Like I really wish I could find some of the stat sheets and stuff like that, because like my dad was involved in some of the coaching, and you know he held on to some of that stuff. Like we were like setting records. Like It was insane.
You were the Golden State Warriors of select.
Yeah, except we were formed better than they were. But no, it was a lot of fun, and it's something that I'll never forget, because there was actually one specific story. I'll make it quick, but there was like a really good team that we played in the first game that I wasn't in net for, because we had 2 goalies.
Okay.
And they slaughtered us. They were the name. It was actually, funny enough, it was called the Solar Bears. It was
really?
a tournament, yeah. And they were the team to beat. And we walked into their tournament, lost the first game, and I ended up shutting them out in the finals.
Oh,
and
snap.
that was amazing. My coach literally went onto the ice and picked me up in full equipment and was like, "Oh my god, like we did it,"
Wow.
you know. And we stomped them every year after that. So
interesting. Good answer. Next, why don't you drink alcohol?
I just don't see a point in it. I really don't. I mean, I'll be 21 in a couple weeks, and most people are like, "Oh, you know, you've never drank alcohol," and I'm like, I get it. People do it to get loose, to have fun, and I don't hate those people. I really don't. And this is a question that I get quite a lot, actually. I could buy a case of Gatorade for like $15 at Costco,
Mm-hmm.
and not feel any effects of it other than drinking Gatorade.
Right.
Whereas you buy alcohol for $30 a case or whatever, even if I lowball it at $25.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody drinks half that case, I mean, you're getting sick, you're not remembering anything. Like I don't want to wake up sick, you know what I mean? Like
I don't drink it. I think I said that on the channel before. I don't drink either, and that's one of the reasons too. Like I just find it to be a waste of money, because it's good maybe in that hour after you get drunk, and then you don't remember. Like I didn't when I got drunk before. I didn't remember anything after. It just wasn't worth it. I got super sick. Wasn't worth it.
Yeah, and like another thing too is it's like you never know what could come to you the next day if you're hungover or anything like that, or even when you're drunk. There's people that drink all day, and I'm not saying everybody who drinks alcohol is a drunk. I'm just saying like a lot of people do it to get drunk. I mean, that's one of the purposes of it. Unfortunately, with the younger people today, that's basically all they do.
Exactly.
So what happens if the next day there's somebody who missed an interview at a job, and you go in there, you're feeling the effects. Maybe you don't have your best interview, and you don't get a job.
You're right.
You know, that would be terrible.
And a lot of young people drink
a lot.
Almost. I know young people drink every night.
Yeah, and again, that's not to say everybody does.
Yeah.
This is just our opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. All of my friends except for one and you drink. So I'm around it all the time. But I have no problems with it like you. I have nothing against anyone who drinks. I actually encourage people to drink because I like to watch them, because it's fun to watch drunk people.
Yeah. So. I just don't want them to do anything that they would regret.
Yeah, exactly. What is the worst injury you've ever sustained?
Oh, man. Man, this one... I mean, actually, no, that's not hard. I was probably... I want to say I was no older than 6 years old. I was a very big fan of Spider-Man, and you can almost imagine how this is going to go. So we had a chair / love seat, whatever you want to call it, and I went onto the arm of it, and I fell off, and I hit my head off the corner of a very sharp speaker. Now, when I tell you that I didn't know what was going on, I honestly didn't. All I can remember is my dad screaming for my mother, coming up to me and like cupping blood into the sink. My head was gushing blood. And I didn't see it. To this day, I could never, like, if there was photos, that's the only time I would see it.
Wow.
I ended up going to the hospital. getting stitches, and I remember the one quote that the doctor, whatever, who was working there, told me. He's like, "You're tough like Domi," because I was wearing a Leaf shirt. And yeah, I don't know. That was definitely probably the worst thing that ever happened.
What age would you have been?
I was probably like 6.
6? Dang.
Maybe a little. I can't remember. It was so long ago, but I definitely remember the situation.
That's intense.
Because I don't think I could ever forget that.
All right, next question. Do you believe in aliens?
No.
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm saying no because I'm not into it enough where I can actually give an educated answer. I know a lot of people that do believe in it, and I guess I should change my answer to like I don't know, because I mean,
what if I tone it down a little bit? What if it's just, do you believe in life elsewhere in the galaxy? And life could be a fish or a bacteria swimming in a random ocean.
Yeah.
Would you consider that to be an alien?
I mean, I do believe that there's probably life elsewhere. So I guess I could be on the side that says maybe I do believe in aliens. But I haven't done enough research, haven't looked into it enough to be like, okay, well, I believe in it. And I would never be like, go up to somebody and be like, no, that's stupid. Because, hey, maybe they've done enough research to say this is my points, you know?
And
so
they don't know and you don't know. That's the whole point behind the question, that no one knows. So we can just theorize, I guess.
It would be cool to know.
It would be cool to know. You're right, yeah. All right, this is the question that most people hate to be asked, and well, I feel bad for you to have to ask it or to answer it because I've already answered it. What is your most embarrassing poop story?
Well, man, I think there's got to be a couple. Come on, everybody's
a couple.
Everybody's got these. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're only human.
Yeah. I mean, the one that I remember the most that was funny for the people around me, probably not me, but I think I was 5 because I remember the classroom, and I was in Miss LaCroix's class, and we were, just doing work. I guess I was at my desk, and you're at the age where you in elementary school where you have to ask to use the bathroom. But at that age, I mean, like sometimes I just couldn't control myself. I just got to run to the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. I had my hand up for a couple seconds, and at this time I'm already like shaking, like I gotta use the bathroom, like, so I'm like, you know what, I'm running to the bathroom, and like it's not that far of a run, but like right before I get there it just came out. Dang. And I almost rolled into the bathroom, man. Like I was like, I gotta get in there. And they ended up calling my mom, and the thing that was great about the elementary school that I went to was they made you pack extra underwear.
Whoa.
Like that was like you had to.
Really?
So they had it at the school under your name in the classroom. So that way if there was an accident, boom, clean one right there.
That's very interesting.
Honestly, the elementary school I went to was fantastic. Yeah.
Incredible. All right, good job. That was
that's a great question though. I bet you get some great answers for that one.
Do you think marriage is important these days as it was maybe in your parents' generation or previous to that?
I feel like there's a lot of people that just don't get married because of the money. I think it's important if it's if you're with somebody that really values it, and like if I with my girlfriend now, like if down the line we end up getting married, if she says it's important to me, then it's important to me too. You know what I mean?
What if you're in the position where you really didn't care either way? You wouldn't really plan to ask anyone to marry you, but you'd be open to the idea. What if the woman asked you to get married? Would you say yes to make her happy if you didn't really care either way?
Yeah, probably.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You're probably going to sacrifice quite a bit in your marriage anyways. You might as well try to make each other happy.
Cool. Good answer. All right, here's one for you. As a Leafs fan, if you got offered a good-paying job to work for the Boston Bruins or the Ottawa Senators, would you take it? I included a Canadian team and an American team.
Is this like, what type of job is this? Like just announcing, whatever?
It could be any type of job, but it's a good-paying job.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Would you, and the requirement would be that you had to support the team, wear their colors, and not talk about the Leafs?
I'd probably do it. It would be very hard for me, but to remain professional, and that might not be my lifetime job. You know what I mean? It could be a John Tavares type of situation.
It could be.
I could be going and working for somebody else, and then they have, a big coming home that nobody cares about, but I do.
Exactly.
So I would do it. You know what? I got to respect the other teams in the NHL because there's history behind every team. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a very good point. And could advance your career to the point where you gain a ton of experience with that team and maybe get a job with the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, exactly.
So who knows?
Big homecoming.
Yep. All right, 3 questions left. Where do you see the future of YouTube heading as a YouTuber yourself?
It's going to take over television.
Think so?
Like, I actually think that because they've already started with YouTube TV and all this stuff like that, there's already a lot of YouTubers that are getting worldwide recognition on TV as well.
Yep.
So I think that now a lot of these companies are moving towards using internet services more than their cable services. So I think it's great, but at the same time, people who love TV and people who work for TV, I feel for them because that is their lifetime. That's that's their job. But I definitely do see YouTube continuing to take steps. So people are getting paid. There's people that are they're living their life off of YouTube, and that's just as good as any other job.
Is that something that you'd like to do in the future?
Oh, I'd love to. If I was able to continue with YouTube and make that a full-time thing, that'd be incredible. I think a lot of people would like to do that. You have to have the passion for it.
Yeah, that's the dream, to be your own boss and make videos on what you want to make and
entertain the people. I mean, you get to talk with so many people,
Yeah, exactly. It'd be cool to have. You're in a really good position too because you're centrally located in Canada and you're close to Toronto. There's a lot of people around there that you could. Yeah, you're in a good spot.
So. That's where I want to live one day. I mean, people think I'm crazy, but I'd love to live in Toronto.
Oh, you want to live right in Toronto?
Yeah, I want to be right downtown.
I'm coming to visit.
Oh, you better.
All right, second last question. Can you offer some life advice for the younger viewers?
Wow.
Old man AP here.
Yeah. Don't be stupid.
That's too easy.
No, but I'll get to what I mean with. It kind of all comes together with like don't fall into the peer pressure, because it seems like these days, and we kind of touched on it, is that the partying, the alcohol, the drugs, it's almost becoming more of an everyday thing. And that scares me because like I have a lot of younger cousins, right? So I try to make sure that they're in good positions to not fall for these traps almost. And again, I'm making it seem like it's so terrible, but unfortunately there are people out there that will go to the extreme.
Exactly. So it's the extreme that's the problem.
Yes, and there's a lot of these rappers now, and I am a fan of rap music. Like that's my number one genre. I love it. But there's a lot of rappers that are young rappers today that are making it seem like it's the greatest thing ever. And kids are growing up watching it on YouTube. It ties into almost everything we've talked about. And people have access to YouTube. They have access to all these, guns and drugs and all this other stuff like that. And it makes they glorify it. They make it seem like it's the way of living. And then people go on parties and, I've had friends that have almost died at parties, and it's not fun. Like I message these people and say, what are you doing, man? Like, that's not you. Like, I know you. That is not you. So for me, it's like respect yourself and respect other people, of course, but you need to respect yourself first, because if you do that, you're going to stay clean, you're going to stay healthy, be responsible. It seems like it's so easy, but it really is. You really, really need to look out for what you're about to do, because it could be a really dangerous situation.
Well done, Dr. Phil Andrew AP. Good job. Last question. This is about you specifically. Okay. What are some of your hobbies other than hockey and YouTube?
I love music. I guess is that considered a hobby? I love listening to music, watching music videos. I'm very political when it comes to that stuff. I really love reviewing music. That's why it's something that's going to come out probably pretty soon. I'm going to be working on a channel for that as well.
Oh, snap.
That's kind of breaking news, like everybody cares, But yeah, music for sure. That's probably my biggest thing.
We had a conversation off camera earlier when we were driving. You're kind of a sneakerhead.
Oh yeah, that too. I guess I should say that too. I love shoes, like Nikes, mostly Air Jordan.
Would you consider reviewing shoes on a channel?
I'd love to. I've always considered doing a sneakerhead vlog type of thing, because I am at malls all the time. I mean, this kind of sounds bad, but like people in my area, like in the Kitchener Waterloo area, stuff like that. Like when I go into those Foot Lockers or Nikes, they know who I am, like the employees.
Really?
Because like I talk to them about sneaker releases, and it's fun. It's all fun, and yeah, I guess I would strongly consider that. I've thought about it all the time. So.
That'd be awesome. I'd watch that. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, yeah. I got one viewer, one subscriber, hopefully.
Give her a go, yeah. Have at it. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me for this bonus podcast. I really, really appreciate it. And it was awesome that we were able to connect. You come down here to PEI and make some videos and do this bonus podcast. I think people are really going to enjoy it because we're pretty similar in the fact that you have your YouTube channel and you're doing your own thing over there. So it would be really cool if you guys could go check out what he's doing and talking about lots of hockey and lots of other stuff. So
yep.
Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. I'll link his channel down below so you guys can click on it. If you're listening on iTunes or Google Play, head on over to the YouTube channel and then go into the description of this podcast and you'll find the link to go check him out. Is there anywhere else people can find you on Twitter or?
Yeah, if they want to go on Twitter and follow me at Andy Piluk, ANDYPILUK. And that's basically where I'm at most of the time.
Heck yeah, I'll put it on the screen so people can see as well. So thanks guys for listening. I appreciate it. Andrew, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun. And this wraps up this podcast. So we'll see you for the next one. Have a good day. Adios.